Welcome back to TransGuyReacts. My name is Nick, and I make videos about women's basketball, collegiate or professional. And today I'm going to talk about the WNBA games for Wednesday, June 19th. It is Juneteenth, a federal holiday. I'm actually kind of surprised that it is as a holiday, but glad that it finally happened, 2 years ago or so? But anywho, I'm going to talk about these games and get into it. So first of all, let's talk about the news of the day, injuries that happened. So on Monday, Maddie Siegrist broke her finger of the Dallas Wings. So unfortunately, she will not be able to play for a while. I don't know how long she's going to be out, but it's going to be significant. And it's unfortunate because she's actually pretty important player for them. She scores like 17 points a game, so it's pretty devastating to lose her for the Wings, and they've been struggling already. And then the other huge injury is Cameron Brink tore her ACL yesterday in her game. I forgot who she was playing. I don't remember. Actually, don't remember, but I do remember the play. She kind of got tousled up with the player, fell to the ground, and I thought she just hit her knee really hard, but turns out she tore her ACL, which is unfortunate because she is on the 3x3 for the USA basketball, so she will not be going to Paris, which is pretty devastating because now she has to wait another 4 years. But hey, maybe in 4 years she makes the 5-on-5 team, so it could be, it could be fine. She's really young, but it's just really devastating for that to happen right before the Olympics. So now they have to find a backup for that 3-on-3 team. Going into the first game, we had the Washington Mystics versus the Indiana Fever. I did not watch that game because I have decided that I'm not going to be watching a lot of Indiana games because of white nationalist support of Caitlin Clark. She is their mascot, and I just don't have time for that. Also, a lot of her fans are not actually fans of women's basketball. They're just fans of her and only watch her games and don't care about other games. And I'm like, she has enough support from the media and from these stands, so I don't feel like there's any point in me watching those games live. She has enough support. I will miss seeing Aaliyah Boston and Alyssa Smith. I think they're fantastic players. Lexi Hall, Grace Berger, fantastic players, but it ain't worth it to me. Too much drama and too much racial bias, and I don't have time for that. Also, she doesn't take accountability for her racist fans, her brother, or her boyfriend liking racist tweets. So I don't have time for people like that. But let's look at this game. The Fever did win this game 88-81 against the Mystics. Not surprised because the Mystics have been struggling. I think now they're 2-13, so not surprising. They got Eric Nepo Baby Tebow as their coach, so it is what it is. And they got a lot of injuries as well. Let's look at the scores for this. So Carly Samuelson. Oh yeah, and this is always funny because Carly Samuelson is on the Washington Mystics, and Katie Lou Samuelson is on the Fever. So they're both sisters, and it's kind of cool to see them play against each other. But missed this game. Oh well. Carly did have 16 points this game. Stephanie Dolson had 14.7 rebounds. Ariel Atkins had 27 points. And that was kind of it for the big contributors. Unfortunately, Edwards only had 4 points this game, so she wasn't really contributing, and that definitely played a factor. For the Indiana Fever, you had Melissa Smith with 11.7 rebounds. You had Leah Boston with 22 points, 8 rebounds. Kelsey Mitchell with 22 points. Caitlin Clark with 18 points. She actually had 12 rebounds. Look at her with a double-double. Great. Still 6 turnovers. Girl is still the turnover queen. But yeah, Erica Wheeler had 9 points. Look at that. Katie Lou Samuelson had 0 points. Unfortunately, she has not been playing that well this year, unfortunately. But that is the score for that game. But I'm not super impressed by them winning because I'm Washington Mystics is the worst team in the league. So is that impressive? No. And I heard that it was going back and forth the entire game. Let me look at these box scores. Yeah, it was back and forth. It's not a significant landslide win. Second game, I did watch Atlanta Dream versus the Minnesota Lynx, and for that game, unfortunately during that game, Ryan Howard also went down with a lower leg injury today. That is significant because she also plays on the 3-on-3 team. So if she is injured as well, they'll have to replace her also. So half the team could be injured already, and that just sucks for USA basketball 3-on-3. But hopefully they have some good backups We'll see. Of course, I knew that the Lynx was going to win this game. They've been playing very well. They had a full house at Target Center. It was bumping in there, and they won 68-55. A pretty significant win. It was actually kind of ugly. It wasn't like a fun game to watch. I mean, it was kind of fun, but it was just not a clean game. Nia Coffey for Dream had 11 points, 8 rebounds. Tina Charles had 14 points, 10 rebounds for a double-double. Haley Jones had 11 points, 6 rebounds. You know, they put up what they could, but it just was not enough because the Lynx just are too dominant. Bridget Carlson had 14 points, 8 rebounds. Nafisa Collier had 16 points, 8 rebounds. Dorka Uhas had 10 points, 11 rebounds. And Kayla McBride actually had a quiet night. She only had 8 points. And Alana Smith only had 4 points, but she did have 9 rebounds. So kind of a quieter night for a couple of other people, but they still were able to get it done. And then lastly, I watched the Seattle Storm versus the Las Vegas Aces game, and this game was really, really fun. A lot going on in this game. It was a full house for the Aces. You had Chelsea Gray back on the floor for the first time, the point guard. So the first time this season, when she came on the court, crowd went wild, standing ovation. And immediately when she gets into the game, she gets her first assist, and it is her 1,500 career assists. Straight in the game, like 4 seconds into the game. It's kind of wild. Other things to note about this game, Victoria Vivians played really well, and she was also named assistant coach and head of scouting for Mississippi State. Jewel Lloyd did not play well in this game. They iced her out. It was crazy. She only had 1 point, and she had 55 games of double figures, straight 55 games of double figures. They snapped that tonight when she only had 1 point. Crazy. And then they recently waived Emma the Las Vegas Aces recently waived Emma Cannon, and they brought on Jessica Carter, and she came into the game for 1 minute, for the last minute, which was kind of nice to see. So the breakdown in this game, the Vegas Aces won 94-83. They were pretty much in control the entire game. Storm came back a few times to make it kind of interesting. I think they got it down to about 11 points, but it just was not enough. Neko Gumake had 21 points and 4 steals. Ezzy Magmavor had 19 points, 13 rebounds, so for a double-double. Skylar Dickens-Smith had 10 points and 6 assists. Jordan Horson had 18 points and 6 rebounds. Jordan is playing incredibly consistent and a lot better than she did in her freshman year, so loving her sophomore year escapades. And unfortunately, like I said, Jewel Lloyd only had 1 point, 4 assists, 2 turnovers, 2 rebounds. She just did not play well tonight. It was pretty awful, so shit happens. Las Vegas Aces had a wonderful night. Tiffany Hayes had 10 points, 5 rebounds, 2 steals. Asia Wilson had 27 points, 9 rebounds, 4 steals. Crazy. She is always going off. Want to point out, Kia Stokes had a 3-pointer, which is crazy because she don't be scoring like that, but she had a 3-pointer. Good for her. Kelsey Plum had 11 points, 8 assists. Jackie Young went off tonight. She had 32 points. Had a few turnovers tonight, but she still, 32 points is fucking crazy. Alicia Clark had 10 points. Pretty solid performance from everybody out there. Very fun game to watch, and it's nice to see Chelsea Gray back on the court. You could tell they definitely needed her. Her absence is the reason why they lost like the last 5 games. So, really fun games today for Juneteenth. Fun times. That's all I got today. If you like this kind of content, please like, share, and subscribe. As I always say, I do not have my comment section on because I don't care what random people on the internet think about me. I will see y'all in the next one.